Hey there everybody and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob and we're here for some more Age of Wonders 3. This is the first episode of what will most likely be a three-part marathon series. So as per usual, the way I do these is I'll be playing through 3 episodes just all in a row here. If you got comments, you might want to save them for the final episode. Just in case anything you notice gets addressed in the future episodes. I'll be reading through all of your comments, but probably only responding to ones on the final episode that I record today. I will let you guys know when that is, but there will most likely be 3 that I do today. So let's get started with the comments. You guys had really great, I gotta hand it to you, really good ideas and advice on how to deal with this little Shadow Stalker situation that I've got probably somewhere in this area here of this city. For starters, I think it was Tarsak that said it's probably heading to my capital. I think he's most likely probably right about that. There's pretty much a straight shot up this road, and it would kind of explain why he's not, he didn't take this city here. I think, I'm not absolutely certain about this, but I think that if the computer decides that it's going to attack a certain structure or location with a unit, it'll just kind of move in a straight line towards that, which by default would autopath around the city. So that might explain why he didn't take this city if his priority is the capital. Doesn't make any sense that he wouldn't take that city, but he didn't. So, and I'm pretty sure he's past it by this point. I think he's somewhere in here, but we'll see on the next turn for sure. But yeah, as far as how to deal with them, let me get started with Casper Eklund, who said the Blight Doctors can weaken Shadow Stalkers. This comes on top of a comment from Simon Sishalarm, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, that Degenerate could be very useful against Shadow Stalkers as well, as it stacks with the Blight Doctor's buff. So the Blight Doctor's debuff. The Blight Doctor I cannot build in my capital. I can build, however, here, because I do have a temple in this city already. So I'm going to go ahead and build one. It only takes 1 turn to do. I'll cancel produce merchandise there. I'm going to want him going up this way as soon as I can, because if you take that weakness ability that they can do, which I can actually do the math on this right now. So weakness makes a unit, that is just a general, I'm looking for the actual unit ability of weakness. So we'll maybe we can find it this way, Blight Doctor. I'm pretty sure it's a 60%, but I want to make sure that I've got my numbers right, so I'm giving you guys the correct information here. Goblin Blight Doctor can cast Weakening. Okay, it's not called Weakness. Weakening lowers units' defense and poison resistance, among other things, by 60%, as well as their normal resistance too, so that's good. So yeah, 60% debuff to poison resistance there, on top of Degenerate, which is a spell Mogwai can cast. So that inflicts a target with a magical disease that weakens a creature at the fundamental level. The unit gains 60% weakness to all damage types for 3 turns. So if you do the math and then look up a Shadow Stalker with their default resistances, Shadow Stalker is... there it is. Looked right over it like 3 times. So by default, these guys have 100% blight protection and 60% physical protection. But with both of those debuffs on them, they're actually going to have a 20% blight weakness, and they'll be neutral to physical, which really makes them a lot easier to manage, especially if there's only one. So I need to get that Blight Doctor produced ASAP. I need to get it out to this city ASAP. So thank you to Casper Eklund and Simon Sishalarm for pointing those out. Simon also mentioned that attempting to disjunct the hostile AI spells is usually a waste of mana, when outnumbered, which is correct to an extent. The only way they could recast this is if that Shadow Stalker is still in the area. They have to have a unit with a line of sight on my city. But I do agree, however, with the sentiment, at least for now, because as Tarsak pointed out, casting Raise Militia in conjunction with the other things that I mentioned with regard to debuffing the Shadow Stalker could actually allow me to get units that could be useful in stopping this dang thing. The question is, I don't know how long it's going to make it to that city, but I am going to abort that spell for now and go ahead and do Raise Militia. which I can do probably 2 of on the next turn. I might just stack some units in there and then rely on degeneration and numbers to simply cut it off where it is. The scouts I could move in, but I kind of want to leave them where they're at just because I'm very paranoid about something sneaking up on me. I do have this dragon being produced, so that will hopefully be able to help, or at the very least retake the city if the Shadow Stalker does take it. I am a little concerned about all these wetlands around here because it's going to be invisible in there wherever it is because of wetlands concealment, but that's something I'll just have to deal with. From Philip Hilt also suggested that I could buy units from the inns to help, so I think there's one right here, which is perfect because the dragon could fly across the river and get that like right on its way to the capital without having to go out of its way for anything. So I think between all of this stuff, I should be able to handle that Shadow Stalker. What I don't know whether I could handle is what's going on towards the front line. I'll get to that in a minute. Before I get too distracted by that, I did want to mention a couple other pieces of feedback. Impregnable did suggest Orc Priests could help with the Shadow Stalker. They do fire and spirit damage, which I am making some of them here, but I think I don't think they'll be able to make it to where the Shadow Stalker is going in time to really make any difference there. But also, spending money towards Grand Palace is a waste compared to upgrading towards Warlord unit production, which should focus more on Tigran cities rather than the Goblin cities. This is also feedback from Impregnable. That is absolutely 100% true. There's really not a lot of reason for a Warlord to like go overboard with casting points, just because the units they can produce are so better. So all the investments that I'm putting, like I started as soon as I had money to start like upgrading everything towards Grand Palaces. Well, I really don't need to do that. I could actually just leave this city on produce merchandise, for example. I could let the capital produce merchandise if I wanted to, and focus my upgrades and stuff on like my Tigran city out here, which should really probably building the Warlord's command. In fact, I'm going to do that now before I forget about that. That's what my money should be going into, is getting these Tigran cities upgraded and ready to go. This one also possibly could be a good city for possibly Tigran Warbreeds because of the Castle of the Lich King, giving that Library of the Dark Arts. So I think that that is also one. This one, I do think it's worth upgrading the production because that's still useful for a military producing city. So I may go ahead and build a builder's hall here, and might cancel the merchandise on that. Still getting plenty of income per turn. Speaking of income, comment from Kian Denise: the gold mine in this city was not captured because the spider that I attacked it with died, and then I moved the rest of the army away. So I can pick that up with the Prowler real quick on the next turn. I will get to that. Thank you for noticing that. I probably would have completely missed that and just lost out on 10 gold for the remainder of the game until somebody noticed. From Arvid Nelson: getting Mogwai some extra elemental resistance upgrades would be nice on top of what he already has. I 100% agree with that. The elemental resistance upgrades are actually pretty cheap, and I can go ahead and get one now, actually, because Mogwai's got that one skill point. But if you look, I've got the 20% options for a 20% boost to Blight, Fire, Frost, and Shock resistance. Blight would put me at 100, which would be nice to just round that out. And then I could get Frost, Fire, and Shock up to 60 each, making plus the 60 on Mogwai's physical protection, making Mogwai pretty dang hard to kill, regardless of whether he's being hit with physical or elemental attacks. I'm going to start with that Frost protection, though, because that gives me immediate benefit against Shadow Stalkers, which he'll likely be fighting fairly soon, and also makes it far less likely that they'll be able to freeze him. So now that's up to 60%, which is great. Most of his resistances are coming from that Mundane Traveler's Cloak of Divine Joy, the Goblin Natural Blight resistance, and also the physical resistance that I have from... How do I have that again? Oh, it's a Warlord upgrade. Toughness. Part of it's coming from toughness. Part of it is coming from... Oh, that's the Silver Aegis Ring. That's right. Okay. I was thinking it was some sort of a bottle or something. I think I'm thinking of a different item. But yeah, so that will be great for Mogwai. And then finally, the last comments. So this is where things diverge a little bit with different opinions coming from you guys. I had to kind of make a decision. I think everybody has good ideas and reasons for saying what they're saying. I'll get started with, let's see here. Blurry Intervision and Michael Johnson, who suggested that Mogwai and the Druid should take out the Shadow Stalker invasion first, as letting them get behind my lines could be too dangerous, especially if they get their tier 7 spell up, which would turn them all completely invisible regardless of the surface they're standing on. So yeah, that would be really bad if they took this city and then just kept going east and got in my caves and started causing a hassle. But other feedback from both Sarah Feingold and Impregnable suggested that getting distracted by them could give the Frostling enough time to cast its T7 spell, which could ruin my plans regardless of what I do. In particular, the dragons here, although their morale is okay, actually at high, that T7 spell could push them into red territory, and if that T7 spell goes up and the dragons start disbanding, the game's basically over, because at that point I don't have anything to fight the Frostling with. He'll have the T7 spell up, I'll have units disbanding, my economy is in shambles. It's just too dangerous to allow him to get that up. And that's what Sarah and Impregnable are saying, is that I should really just hit him now as hard as I can and try to knock him out of the game. I think between these two suggestions, I agree with Sarah and Impregnable, because I think that, well, the whole plan all along was to get rid of the Frostling as fast as I possibly can. And yes, if I let these guys get behind my lines, they could cause trouble, but if I go straight into their territory, which we have to remember, I am closer to their territory than they are to mine, I think. I think I can hit them harder, faster. And if I do that, I would bet these guys, they'll probably still take the city, but then I think they will come back up to challenge Mogwai and Imane and all the dragons, which is exactly what I want them to do. I think if I'm threatening their leader and threatening their capital, they will fall back and try to defend it. That's usually how the computers seem to behave. Plus, if they get behind my lines and the rogue gets us, it doesn't really matter whether they're behind my lines or not. If that T7 spells go up, it spells probably the end of the game for me anyway, unless I can get it, kill the Frostling before anything disbands. Plus, if I happen to come across the Frostling's leader in here somewhere and kill them, that's going to buy me 3 turns before they can even cast it anyway, because I'll be in the void. So the general plan, I think, is to just charge with everything that I've got here. Mogwai, the Druid, everybody. This army can probably retreat underground to hang out with, like, the Sorcerer, who is here. These guys were heading back. Which I should probably still have them do, actually. I think, you know what, I think I'm going to split up here. I'm going to let some of these units go back, but some of them are going to stay probably with the Sorcerer and become like structure clearing stuff until I can get Chaos Rift on the Sorcerer, which really helps with clearing a lot of structures. So I think that's probably what I'll do, is somehow combine this army and give one of the heroes this army and kind of let them split up and go their separate ways. So I think that's how everything is going to go for now. I know that was a lot of comments and feedback, but I thought it was all really, really good after that last episode. So with that being said, that's going to give me basically 3 episodes to just go at it and see what happens. Oh yeah, that's 2 turns until that city grows and I get the Sphinx Temple, which is going to be nice. Blood Moon's got 2 turns left that it's active. I actually really wouldn't mind if that went away before the Shadow Stalker showed up at my capital, assuming that is where he is going. I've got Redfest here, the Straconian town. I did just absorb this. I'm going to put it on merchandise for now. Probably should have just left it as a vassal for the sake of getting like the random vassal bonuses, but I think this will be okay for now. I do need to defend it against this stuff, and I noticed that they spawned 6 more Lost Souls here, which is kind of annoying. But my army is beat up anyway. They could use some time to heal. I think, did these guys get like faster? Yeah, they get fast healing because they're Draconian. So what I might actually do, well, really everybody in this army needs healing. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter because the rogue doesn't have any healing. So really this army, everybody is healing naturally right now. So I'm just going to move them as close as I can to this structure, but I don't want to end the turn right next to it because I don't want people to get drawn into the battle. I kind of want the Lost Souls to split from the rest of that group and come after me separately, because I I know I would win the fight, but I've been pushing these guys hard, and they really need some R&R because of the lack of healing items for them. And I still might, now that I'm going to lose this city down here, most likely, as well as the fact that my capital is sort of indisposed at the moment. I'm gonna let that finish, but then I'll probably hurry production of some other goblin unit in there. But yeah, my capital is somewhat indisposed. Can't do the arcane forge at the moment, so it's still going to be a little while before I can get an item, unfortunately. Up here we've got this city. I think for this one I'm just going to stick with merchandise for now. I know that I know I want to use that to build orcs. That city really does need to grow all the way out to. Well, I was pointing with my finger, all the way out to this crystal tree over here, so I can get the really nice orc shock troopers in this city. But it's got some growing that it needs to do. Excuse me, it's got some growing it needs to do first, so I'll have to wait on that. Observatory. No, I actually haven't even cleared that stuff. That might be something the Sorcerer's Army could go do, is run out there and get the dungeon and clear that crystal tree. That would probably be useful. Yeah, I think that's what I will probably do with him, if I can remember it. So for now, though, I think merchandise, because the city isn't going to be able to make good warlord units that soon anyway. I'll focus on the Tigran cities more for that, since the area around them is more clear. They might have more structures in them. The sorcerer will have to clean up that area later. Down here, there's really nothing to do but produce merchandise in that city, since they're most likely going to take it on the next turn. My scout, I wanted to check and see, okay, they never did clear that tower, which is unfortunate, because I would have really liked to have stolen it from them. I think that for the time being, I might scout a little more here, and I just want to make sure I leave him enough movement to get back on one of those mountain tiles, so I think that should be fine. We'll, is that Lucky Cloverfield already been taken, recharged in one turn? Okay. I'm gonna leave him sitting right on that corner there, so he's kind of got a view of the road. And it shouldn't matter because Mogwai will be catching up with him soon. For now, Mogwai is going to stay there just so he is still defending that city, but then from that point forward, Mogwai and Imane are going to be joining forces and hopefully melting some frostlings. We may as well keep popping up and taking a look to make sure there's nothing up there, so we're good on that cave entrance. Oh yeah, this is the cheetah that sort of got past, or is hopefully going to get past that. You know, he might die, but I'm gonna just run him west anyway, just because I need to be scouting. There's just a lot of spawning structures in here, and it makes me a bit nervous. Okay, well, he can get that far and hopefully pick up some gold for me on the next turn. So hopefully he can carry his weight. I'll leave those guys there for the moment. There's not really anything more important for them to be doing right now, aside from maybe retreating to my capital, but I think they're too far away. I'm going to have to rely on other units to do that. This guy can keep heading this direction, and you can pop up and check your surroundings. We're good down here. This guy was digging. I think he just ran out of stuff to dig. So I will probably send him to maybe get those. Yeah, he'll go up there and kind of work on things. There's also areas he can dig out around here too, which actually that's probably where he should go next. It was pointed out to me, and I think, I don't remember the comment. I apologize. I didn't write this one down for whatever reason, but there was that crystal orb mana thing that I picked up that gave me extra casting points for a turn. That was like right here. I didn't try to convert any of the Phantasm Warriors during that battle, and I don't really know why, because I was even talking about waiting a turn to get the Bard down there to do it, but then I just like never did. So I don't really know what I was thinking there. I think the problem was that I wasn't thinking there, but you know, it's sometimes, like I said, I've said this before, but recording is like talking and playing a game at the same time can be kind of challenging, because like your brain gets pulled in different directions all the time. I do tend to play strategy games a bit better when I'm moving slower through them, but trust me, that would be really boring to watch too. There was one time I was playing Civilization 6, and I think I spent like 2 hours figuring out the placement for all the districts for one of my cities. So yeah, you don't want that, trust me. I try to strike a balance between it being entertaining and still good. I don't know why I just ran around the dirt right there. Again, talking while playing. This one I gotta be careful with because I kind of remember I don't want to dig through. Okay, this is actually... Oh, you know what? I like this. Because that's a hard dirt wall right there. Or hard rock wall. So digging that out basically would allow me to put a tower right here that could watch a bunch of stuff and would be under practically no threat. I could even dig this a bit, but as long as I don't dig all the way through. But I would have the option of punching through it later, so that's kind of cool. I think that might be where this guy ends up going next. In fact, that is going to be where he ends up going next. That and possibly, you know, he could go here and build another tower that would be in a pretty nice spot. I think I'll do that. I was gonna have him build a fort for a future city, but I kind of like the idea of putting some towers up around here, especially since he can reach it. And they're not too expensive. Oh yeah, pop up with you. Looks good. And that is it. We'll let Authority of the Sword continue, cross our fingers, and hope nothing too terribly bad happens on this next turn. That I'm, at least, nothing too terribly bad that I'm not anticipating, I should say. I already know a couple things that could go south. I pretty much know what the Shadow Stalkers that are invading that Halfling City are going to do, so I'm actually going to watch this area to see if I can spot the Shadow Stalker moving at any point. He should be in here somewhere. I'm not seeing anything. Zoki captured Hollow Hill. There he is. It does look like he's going for the capital. He's got urban concealment, so he is right there. I know exactly where he is right now. Based on that, I could probably do some math and figure out how close he is to actually getting to my city. But I'm gonna beat him there. I'm gonna beat him there with the Shadow Stalker, or with the Blight Doctor at the very least, and could probably outrun him with that Untouchable too. So, hang on. Shadow Stalker. Shadow Stalker has 32 movement by default. Because he's floating, I don't think he benefits from roads. I'm pretty sure floating and flying units don't get the road boost. Okay, good. Those Lost Souls did come after me. I'll go ahead and do this one manual, just because I've got a lot of wounded units, and I really want to avoid letting them become any more wounded. I will probably try to avoid using Quick Dash, though, here, because I'm going to need it for... Oh, wait, hang on. Yes, this guy's already got all his casting points for this turn. So if I use this guy's casting points now, I won't be able to use them in the upcoming battle, which involves a Wraith. So yeah, I'll try to avoid using those, and we'll just try to take these things out with losing as little health as possible. All right, Varg, everybody line up. Best way to deal with a group this size is probably to hit them all at once. The Fire Giant has that frost weakness, which is a little bit annoying. But I think I'm just going to have to let him take the brunt of the attacks anyway, mostly because he can one-shot these things. Or at least he can take attacks from those two. The two in the back won't be able to reach him, which is fine. Probably a unit with more health, like possibly the Knight would be a good one to deal with that, or even Varg himself. Nah, we'll let the Knight, because I want Varg throwing the acid darts that do fire damage. I just want them to run in and let their guard down. Okay. So we'll go after that Knight. Do very little damage. That guy will just one-shot whatever comes after him. Honestly, could probably just tell him to stand on that now. Varg, can you hit that one in the back? And if you can, how much damage? Enough, I think. Yep. The Flyer could go out there and finish it, although the Flyer doesn't have killing momentum yet, so maybe that's not the best idea. I'll probably just let that flyer get that one, just because he can. We'll send the knight out after the other lost soul. I think that is what I will do. So you can hit him. The knight can go charging out to hit him. It takes care of a few more of them. I think I'll put the giant on this and on defense so that they don't come back. And I'm okay with the Phantasm Warrior being out here. That's fine. He's actually got most of his health already, so we'll perhaps leave him where he is and just go from there. Okay, so minimal damage to me this time around. Who wants that lost soul kill? We'll give that to Bart. Oh, good. He leveled up because of that. That's nice. All right, we'll have to distribute those points on the next turn. Okay, so 4 Shadow Stalkers took my city. That was to be expected. You guys should probably continue retreating. Where did these... I just completed an Empire quest, I think. Oh, I got multiculture. Completely by accident. Okay, well that's cool. I got a whole ton of support units here. I wish those were in my capital right now, but I guess it spawns them next to your leader, not your capital. Well, hey, that's not bad. They can just tag along with Mogwai and company, I suppose. They'll round that out to a three stacks. And then, you know, I'm gonna have, actually, some of these probably have, who has healing? She doesn't have healing, but she's got Grant Frozen Flames, which is a very nice ability. The Elder has no healing. Yeah, he doesn't have healing. He's got Dragon Ancestry. And that only works on a Draconian unit, which I don't think I have any of in Mogwai's army. I think they can cast it on themselves, though. The Blight Doctor would be nice to have just because of his ability to weaken things. Mogwai already has one, though. The Mystic, definitely, I do want out here, as well as the Orc Priest. So, yeah, we can have these guys tag along. How far can you guys get? And can Imane get further by herself through a different route? What about the dragons? The dragons can go a little further than she can, but that's also because she's running across wetlands right now, so that's okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just roast these things with her to start leveling those dragons up. I might have Mogwai come in, but I think the dragons could really do most of the work there. It is a little irritating that the butchers have pikeman abilities, but that's okay. You know what? I'll bring Mogwai's army in on it too, because they're already kind of ahead of her in terms of movement, so that's okay. They can take one turn going on to that and should still have plenty of movement to get back on the road and get around. Well, actually, I don't know. Actually, they don't really. I think I might want to just let them run the normal route. I just need to figure out who I'm going to keep with them. So, and plus I've got this army here to consider too, which also has a Blight Doctor as well as a Mystic. None of these units have healing abilities. I got like all the racial support units that don't have healing abilities. Huh. Halfling Brew Brothers, Dwarf Flame Priests or whatever they are, Human Priests. They literally, everybody else is healing except for the ones that it gave me. That's okay. All right, I think I want the Black Knight in on this and that extra, the extra Blight Doctor for the weakness that he can cast. All right, I think I kind of know what I'm doing here. These extra units sort of changed my calculations a bit. I want the Druid to punch directly through this. Now, these guys are the ones slowing down this army, so I can actually get a little extra backup for them in here. And go like this, and then Mogwai's units can at least get a little more XP. And then the slower ones can take the road around and catch up. Oh, this is just a glorious sight. Oh, how beautiful. I really think you guys should all group up. I think that would be a great idea. Okay, how much range does this have here? This is going to be glorious. Okay. Let's try to catch everybody in the fire. So you could do... You could actually get right up in their face. But I want this guy... Actually, I want you to do this. And then you could go here and do this. You could go here and do that. It goes half their army just like that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to enjoy this. That's a hunter spider, which could potentially phase out there and web that thing, but maybe I'm pushing my luck a little bit, stretching for that. We'll just go ahead and let him hit something, and I'll just use Imane to heal whatever he does. Also, speaking of Imane, I'm going to go ahead and... She actually doesn't have normal healing yet, does she? Does she? I thought she did. Apparently I never got that on her. I thought that was something I could get at level 7, but I guess she actually needs to level up, I think. How close is she? Not that close, but she really needs to level up, so I'll try to make sure she gets a kill in here somewhere. In the meantime, well, Mogwai doesn't have any healing, so I'll just wait and see what he hits, and then I'll use Nourishing Meal on it afterwards. Actually, you know what? They'll be fine. I'll use Nourishing Meal now, because this gets her more XP overall. We'll let these guys run around. That one will probably go after the other dragons. That's fine. You guys can go here. Warbreed, I'm gonna put the Warbreed out front because he has regrowth. So no sense not having him on the front line. And I think there's not really much of any reason for anybody else to charge forward. We'll just see what they do. He wants to go pick a fight with the dragon. Okay. That is ill-advised, but alright. Let's see. Imane could probably finish off the big beetle with the crossbow. Gets her a decent chunk of experience for killing a tier 3. This guy, I'm gonna actually let him take some hits because he's got regrowth anyway. And then Imane can finish that unit on the next turn. I'll have to let the dragon take a hit too. Now, of course, you'll do a crit on that one. It's moderately annoying, but okay, whatever. It's weird. I thought for sure Imane had healed. Oh, I almost messed up with him. Well, I kind of did a little bit, but I'm going to back you up. Okay, you can go off the Warbreed all day if you want. That's fine. Why don't you go ahead and just put a few shots into him. There we go. Imane just leveled up again. That should get me healing on her. And then I think we may as well give the final kill here to Mogwai. Only seems fair. Alright, can I get that flank? I can move, yep, 1, 2, 3 spaces. War cry just to make sure this works. There we go. No level for Mogwai there, but that's alright. Imane leveled, so I'm going to go ahead and assign her healing now. Keep those dragons in tip-top shape. Also, what else should she have? Someone did suggest free movement, but she's going to eventually have a flying mount. And the army is kind of slowed down by Mogwais anyway, because I'm not sending Imane in completely by herself. So, Undead Slayer doesn't really help. Vision Upgrade would help, except for that I've got a ton of dragons. Although, did Imane have a Vision Upgrade item? She does. What's the dragon's Vision Upgrade? Because they're flying, they get... Maybe they don't get a Vision Upgrade. You know what? And Imane has True Sight, too. I'm going to go ahead and give her that vision upgrade. I think that would actually help. And it's pretty cheap. Oh yeah, that's worth it. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll throw in a little extra defense on her, but you know what? Actually, I don't think I need to do that. She's guarded by a ton of dragons. I'm going to focus on turning her into maybe more of a spellcaster, getting some druidry upgrades, working towards that summon animal spell, summon hordes of animals, whatever it's called. Okay, they can make it all the way here now. Can these units make it there? Okay, they can. All right. What about you guys? You guys are still too far back. I'm going to move them here. I move Mogwai's group here. Mogwai's other units can go here. Maybe these guys just need to go back down, and this army can just stick up and help Mogwai. I think that's actually, you know what, that's the cleanest, easiest way to do this. I've already got the Mystic and the Blight Doctor that I was considering adding from here. The one thing that might be nice to have is that Draconian Elder, because he does fire damage. And the Frostling White Witch, because of the... Yeah, okay, these two can go with Mogwai's group. I actually kind of am beginning to wonder if they just held ground here, whether these two armies could handle those Shadow Stalkers by themselves. Because we've got Mogwai's Degenerate, we've got two Goblin Blight Doctors with weakness. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have them hold up here, and they'll fight separately. I think they could do that. Because I don't feel like Mogwai and the Druid really need any more support. I was really hoping that was their leader, but it's not. But yeah, I don't feel like Mogwai and the Druid really need any more support. They're absurdly powerful. I can't imagine the Frostling has anything that can stop this right now. So yeah, I think I will leave them as they are. I think I'll bring that scout back, since Imane is now a better scout than he is anyway. Okay, you know what? No, I shouldn't bring him back. I should keep him going and see what's behind. I should be scouting with the scout. Imagine that. Ah, the haste berries. Always one turn away. Rude. Okay, just get on the mountain. It would be useful for him to find out where their capital is. So that would be nice. Okay, I know my rogue upgraded. Urban Stealth Commander is practically useless. So is normal Stealth Commander. At least against the AI. Shadow Step is really good. I like that one. Shadow Form is also really good, giving a unit 60% physical protection. Both of those are outstanding. I think for now, though, the right call might be Cloak and Dagger 2, just to give him the ability to cast Quick Dash more often and keep healing that army. I think that's what I'm going to do. He needs to become more of a spellcaster anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Undead Slayer wouldn't be bad because he doesn't get it through any other means. And I have been fighting a lot of undead. None of the enemies are... Wait, are any of the enemies a necromancer? Theocrat, Sorcerer, Warlord, Rogue, Warlord, Dreadnought. No enemies are necromancers. So it would be nice for this coming battle, but maybe not in the long run. So I will leave him for now with what he has. Let's get rid of these units here, and then I'm probably going to run back and grab that tower and maybe send a single unit to pick up that gold over there, and then move back west, or possibly clear some of this off. There's another boneyard there. Gosh, there's a lot of undead, but not enough to make me think that I really need to get Undead Slayer for this group. So we'll do this. That guy's pretty quick, so we'll send him in there. Hopefully get at least a halfway decent item for somebody. I Alright, now in this battle, I think it's going to be all Frost Giant, for the most part. We're going to back everybody else up, because I don't really think any of them need to be taking damage right now. And we're going to leave this guy here in range of 2, but not 3 of these things. That way he doesn't get completely out of action points. Actually, with Quick Dash, that would actually be fine, now that I think of it. Might want to move him somewhere where all 3 can attack. Then again, I don't think there is anywhere where all 3 could attack because of these rocks, so I'll probably just leave him there. Alright, you guys can fall back. Everybody kind of just gather around over here, and we'll let the Fire Giant do the talking for this one. Hey, you go ahead and throw your bolts of death at me. Okay, he really is going to get all the hits in. That's perfect. Okay, then you can Quick Dash him. Give him some health back. I'll go ahead and run the Knight around and get a nice hit on that Wraith King. Actually, these guys will do more damage to it. This is their elemental attack. So that works out nicely. You can then Devastating Charge and get a flanking attack. That'll work. Another level for the Knight. He just became gold rank. That is great news. Should have turned him around. No, it doesn't matter. Lost Soul can't reach anyway. I'm gonna have this guy stand on the Lost Souls and defend. These guys are kind of asking for it over here, so I might just... You know what? I'm gonna do this. He can come in and throw a couple more things if he wants to. But he's going to pay for it if he does. These battles that I'm doing with the Rogue aren't really like battles I'm worried about losing. It's more like I just don't want to lose health, if it can be avoided. Okay, now you're toast. Goodbye. Can you get all the way around? He can. I might not even actually be able to fully heal this guy with Quick Dash. I could do it one more time, but I don't think I'm going to have an opportunity to. That's okay. At least I got it in there twice. Protecting Sandals of the Rainforest, giving forestry, flight protection, and defense. That's probably worthwhile for somebody who needs them. That is better than the boots he has, that's for sure. Imane needs the beggar's shoes, and she's already got her own good shoes too. I do need to try to remember to swap those in and out, but I'm also afraid I'll swap them out and then forget to put the other ones back on and waste a bunch of money. Theocrat's boots are fine. That guy's boots are fine. Although the blight on him, the blight resistance would be kind of nice, but he's already an elf, so he wouldn't benefit from forestry. Sorcerer's fine. He shouldn't be in much combat. Yeah, I think these are going to go to the, just one step over to this guy. I would probably have him just go pick them up, but he can actually get to another battle on this turn, so I don't want to waste the time. Actually, I've got slower units with this group anyway because the Phantasm Warrior is slowing everybody down, so he can go grab that, no problem, and just put them on now. These ones here, and I think I'm just going to sell these. I can't imagine I'm going to need those for anything, so we'll just try to keep the inventory clean. You go here, join back up with your group. You've got 28 movement. I might turn, you know what, I might turn this guy into a full cavalry squad, or throw one of the flyers in there. Yeah, I think I may throw a flyer in there, because the Phantasm Warrior is kind of slowing that group down. Having a flyer in there would give them some extra versatility. And I think this flyer is going to go grab that gold right now. 87, not bad. It's more than you normally get for clearing a gold mine. Alright, then everybody can kind of... I think everyone is going to come through here anyway. I'll go ahead and attack with this guy to launch this battle. Maybe we can get another level for the rogue in this one. We'll see. I wasn't expecting to be able to do 2 battles on a turn, so it looks like I do still get to quick dash the giant a 3rd time. Alright, those guys do have guard breakers, so I don't necessarily want to run the giant up by himself right away. We'll let them come to me and break my guard in a position where it doesn't really matter. Just keep the cavalry away from them, and that should be good. I'm going to wait on quick dash until I can actually benefit from the additional action points that it provides. Oh, forgot about pounds. That's right. That's fine. Easily get him off of me. In fact, he's probably doing me a favor by attacking me, giving me experience. Alright, so that guy needs to squish the Sun Guard into a tiny paste. Target does have first strike, so maybe I want to hit him with something or someone else. Let's do this. Wait, there is another Sun Guard there too. Okay. I'm going to attack this guy with the Knight, which can do a heck of a lot of damage. I think I can finish him with this guy. That takes him out of the picture, and they are now a Knight as soon as this battle is over. I think I'm gonna use the flyers to do their charge attack. Yeah. Build up charge, and I think they can take them out no problem. That then allows the giant to squish this puny man. Level up. Give the giant... Oh, I am out of casting. Oh, that's because I got the upgrade on this turn. So it doesn't actually give you the extra casting points for it until the next turn. That's okay. Nobody's going to die here. The cheetah can only do physical. The sun card can only do physical, so there's no reason not to throw that guy at him. And maybe just kind of defend that flyer's flank with the beetle for the moment. I could try to charm one of them. Maybe next turn. Now that guy's getting really beat up. Okay. Human cavalry. Do not kill that guy. Excuse me? Excuse me. That's not okay. I don't have a way to, like, weaken him aside from getting the beetle. Yeah, I can get the beetle next to him. Okay. Let's do that. You take care of that little nuisance. Then you can move over here. You can try to charm him. Did not work. Okay. That knight's already gold rank. This one could use the XP, so why not do this? Okay. Now I have another knight. So many knights. It's wonderful. This rogue army is actually doing some work now. That was one of my weaker armies for a while, but they're doing great now. There's a Spring of Life there. Worth knowing about. I wonder, is it in range of that human city? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That for a warlord. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's actually 9. Let me try counting one more time because I'm currently really bad at counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's only 9 spaces away. Yeah, that's definitely in range of this human city. Okay, that's interesting. That could make for good night production later on. So that's worth keeping in mind. Okay, I can turn that grid back off. Upgrade your hero. Imane, we already upgraded her. We're saving that last point, so that's fine. This town produced a builder's hall, which is fine. That one is going... This one is going to need to be upgraded eventually. Although the storehouse maybe not as important right now because it's a town. Well, actually, yeah, the storehouse is important for this one because this one needs to grow to reach that. This is going to be the tame troll city. So I'm going to leave that one doing what it's currently doing. As far as the rest of these guys go, I'm going to have the sorcerer and those units go probably this way. Follow the road up behind the Shadow Stalker. Maybe try to cut him off. He is not going anywhere. Plus I have a new dragon here. And I can get the golden lair. Or at least start working on that. And you know what? I think buying a unit from the inn might be overkill, but we're just gonna make sure and see what there is. Could get another human knight for 340. Not the best thing to counter a Shadow Stalker. You know what? I don't think I need to do that. I think I'm gonna have enough, and the dragon's gonna make their lair a lot faster than the knight would anyway, just because of all the wetlands. So I think I'm okay. I'm gonna get this guy over here. I'm gonna cast Raise Militia here, and I'm actually gonna cast it again. Okay. And once I get him here, I actually am pretty sure that this Blight Doctor plus both of these little guys could probably stop a Shadow Stalker if I debuff it as much as I can. So they'll just wait there for him to show up. He'll probably try to attack because without spells or debuffs, he should win the battle. But I think these guys by themselves will be okay. I'm sending the dragon and the sorcerer just to be on the safe side for the dragon, and the sorcerer has to go that way anyway. But yeah, I think this is looking good. I definitely could use some more roads in this area. That is for sure. So I think I'm going to start working on that. We'll have him go here and maybe start building a road this way. Like that. Okay. I will leave these guys to do what they are currently doing. Will probably, you know, I think I'm going to add this dragon to that sorcerer stack. I like the sound of that once he gets through all that. In fact, depending on what that Shadow Stalker does, I'm going to go ahead and open this up so the dragon can fly through there if he needs to. And then this guy can start heading back. Already know about that domain invasion. Already know about that domain invasion. We got join offers everywhere, which I'm not going to do on this turn. Swarm Darter is done here, which he can actually go with them for now. That's actually probably the safest place for him to be at the moment. Blood Moon has got one turn left. Did absorb this new city, is in my empire now, so this is actually my Frostling city now. And I am going to do nothing with it other than produce merchandise at the moment. Well, I don't know. I could maybe start upgrading this for Warlord unit production, assuming these guys can hold it. Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and build the wooden wall here. I know the Shadow Stalkers can pass through it, but the other units can't. That might give me something of an advantage. And it is kind of a frontline city. Should probably have a wooden wall anyway, just in case whoever's coming behind the... rogue is perhaps a bit more slowed down by it. Okay. Raise militia twice. Research breakthrough here. Gain 52 knowledge. Okay. Stay there for now. I think I'm eventually going to have to decide what to do with these random units that I've got sitting around. All right, I'll dig this out, and it looks like there might be another good tower spot down there. So I think that's where this little guy's gonna go. My cheetah did not die, so I can go get gold. Another 51, not bad. And I'll be able to pick up some haste berries and go a bit further on the next turn. So we managed to make it past 2 spawning structures, which the Theocrat is going to need to take care of. I think I decided that I liked the Big Beetle with that group as opposed to the Shock Trooper. Yes, I did. Poison damage, diversity, on top of the fact that I can still bless it with Bestow Iron Heart to keep it from being converted or insta-killed. So yeah, they're going to go and just follow the road. And I'll have advanced logistics on the next turn, so they're really going to be able to move very far. That army's eventually going to start causing trouble for enemies too once they get far enough west. All right, I'm going to change this, and just to be on the safe side, we're going to go ahead and grab one more unit in here. Probably we'll just take a Goblin Berserker, because we're going to give them that physical weakness from Degenerate, and maybe the Monster Hunter. I don't know. Monster Hunters don't have... Oh, they do have Elemental Slayer. Well, then that makes it easier. We'll get the Monster Hunter in there. Okay. Now that guy's definitely not going to be able to take the capital. He might try going after this city instead. I just need to track him down and kill him. Blight Doctor is done. And this city, I think, with that Blight Doctor being done, can go back to producing merch. Well, maybe one more Blight Doctor. Maybe we do one more Blight Doctor. Just to have something sitting around that could weaken other would-be interlopers that could cause trouble. Uwo is... probably should go back to just merchandise for now. Since that one came through this way, I might send the next Blight Doctor down here and maybe add a Swarm Darter in later, just to kind of slow anything else that tries to come through there down, because apparently that's their preferred path to my capital. Draconian Town here can do merchandise. This city can also do merchandise. I think this city, I would like to get the public baths and the hospital so it'd start growing a bit faster. It is going to hit Metropolis in 13 turns. There's a number of other upgrades that need to happen before it gets there. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and give this one the, like an observatory. Probably an observatory now. I actually wouldn't mind having the vision range a bit further out. Siege Workshop's also an option. I want to get this one upgraded because this is going to be able to make some good orc units, including, well, I don't know about warlord units here. Yeah, I could make some decent warlord units here. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do merch for now because this city still needs time to grow. I'm gonna need like the Grand Palace in here too to reach all the way to that. That's gonna be a lot of upgrades. I'm gonna do merch for the moment and focus more on getting the Tigran cities up and running. I still got to keep that gold comfortably above 1,000 if I can. I can dip below for emergencies, but I like to have that in there for just the general happiness and then emergency funds, just in case it's needed. Okay, you got to grab that. Okay, that is... Oh, I just picked up another 52 gold there. You know what? With that, yeah, let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start getting this geared up. I think we'll do the Siege Workshop next, probably. Unless public baths get... Nope, that won't get them above 600, so... We'll do the Siege Workshop next. That'll help other future upgrades go a bit faster. That takes me down to 1,092, so I'm still good there. And maybe I will send... Do I have a Prowler with that group? Kind of... There's a Prowler with that group, as well as a Sun Guard and a Shredder. So this group doesn't need... I might leave the Bard there. And I will send... They could use a Priest, I suppose. No, the Bard and the Priest need to stay together. I might actually send the Ice Queen down with these other guys here. No, I should actually make this my good army. Or make this a good army. I think I'll drop the Shredder and send him maybe over here. And then add the Prowler to this group. I kind of want them to be a halfway decent fighting force. So I'll let them stay there for now while that Ice Queen heals. We can pop these other guys up, drop back down, check that off. Still got this thing heading to the west. And still got this guy digging out dirt wherever he can, which is good. Same thing with my dwarves. And probably you. Okay. More money for me all over the place. And we can dig a little bit here. Just have to be careful not to go too far. So I can go as far as that. Then he needs to stop. You can pop up and see if there's anything sneaking up. Nope. Back down. I'm not 100% sure where the Frostling's capital is, because I thought I knew where that was at some point, but I'm not seeing it on the map. I was thinking possibly it was this city, but or maybe it was Halleck, but that one's controlled by the Fire Rogue at the moment, so I'm not sure, 100% sure what's going on with all that. He's got to wait. Can't do anything right now. The Dreadnought is going to go this way. He's going to meet up with those other armies. And that is it. That is the end of the turn. I don't have any casting points left to spend, so we'll just have to sit on that for now. I'm sure I've got flood fields that I can do. Let me, I'm going to end this episode here pretty quick, but let me go ahead and flood some more fields or create barons and whatever cities can use them. I think that city's already as happy as it can get. That city's probably as happy as it can get. This city is max happiness. This city is not, so let's go ahead and flood some more fields here. And actually I can do it here and here as well, and here as well. Okay. And let me pan around and see. This city could probably use it. Well, that's a vassal, so I'm not going to worry about that as much right now. What about my Goblin City up here? Are they at max happiness? Yes, they are. Just making sure all my cities are as happy as possible. The Tigrants could use more barons. Okay, I knew there was something else that I could do somewhere. So we'll just sow some more salt around here. Get it to where I'm down to maybe around 100 mana. Seems to be a good number. That'll work. We'll close that for now. And this will be the end of this turn. So at the beginning of the next episode, I will go ahead and cycle through the next turn. We will see what happens. But yes, like I said, so this is the first episode in a 3-episode marathon. Will probably be 3 episodes. I think I'm going to do 2 more today. So I'll be doing the next one right after this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Blitz, Braden, Dawson Horner, Jimbro, Tarsak, and Tibian Army. Thanks so much, everybody.